Hi everybody, I'm Callie and welcome to You Sew Can. So today I'm going to show you how to sew knits without a serger. What? You can sew knits without a serger? Fuck yes, you can sew knits without a serger. All you need is a machine that can do a zigzag stitch and you are good to go. Alright, let's go to the machine and I'll show you how. Hey everybody, so we're here at the machine. And first things first, obviously put our thread in. I've got a ballpoint needle in the machine. I find those work best for knit fabrics. If your fabric does have a bit more spandex or lycra in it, you want to use a stretch needle that will help reduce the amount of skipped stitches. But the reason why we use a ballpoint needle is because rather than just stabbing holes in the fabric, this kind of just moves the threads out of the way and then makes room for the stitching thread. Because we do not want to break the threads in the fabric because that will result in holes and all kinds of mess. All right, so what we want is our zigzag stitch. That's what this one is. I like to use a stitch length of 2.5 millimeters and a stitch width, so that's how far back wide the zigzag is, of 2.5 millimeters. Depending on your fabric will determine on how long your stitch should be and how wide your zigzag should be. Start with the 2.5 by 2.5 and then go from there. Okay, so we're just gonna zigzag away. I always like to, back stitch at the start and finish of my seams, just because it's just good practice to get into. Now, when you're feeding it through the machine, you see it's going zig-ziggity-zag. When you're feeding it through the machine, you just want to guide the fabric in, okay? Guide it in. We don't pull back here because that will result in distortion in your seam, and we do not want that. So here we go, and then I'm just gonna finish this bad boy off, and there we go. All right, so I used pink thread just a little bit more contrast for you, but so pretty and nice. And the reason why we use a zigzag stitch is, see how it stretches with the fabric, and that's the whole point of knit fabrics, is to have that stretch in there. So we want a seam that's going to stretch along with it and reduce the amount of chance that it's going to break. Now your machine may have other stitches. If you've got a machine that has other stitches for stretch, by all means go ahead and experiment. But if all you got is a zigzag stitch, that's all you really need. Okay, let me just show you that now. I did this on my serger. I did not use ballpoint needles, so that's why we've got some skipped stitches here. But that's okay. Really, this is usually what your serged edge will look like. Okay. So here we got serged, and here we got zigzag. Really, from the outside, you really can't tell the difference. Okay. If you do use a wider ziggity-zag, then I would make a shorter stitch length just so things are closer together, because then the distance from here to here, you probably kind of tell if it's a zigzag stitch. But if you're cool with that, hey, it's your damn project. Do whatever the fuck you want. Okay. So, all right. So see, we just sewed knit fabric without a serger. Take that, serger. Not that hard, right? Get your zigzag stitch, get you some knit fabric and a ballpoint needle, and you are good to go. So imagine the worlds of possibilities that have just opened up for you. You can sew t-shirts, dresses, skirts, whatever. Make you some pajama pants. Fuck yeah. All right. But just make sure after you've cut out all your fabric, okay, make sure you test your stitches out, because knits can get a little wonky and flare for the dramatic, you know, they'll warp and shit. So you don't want all your seams all warped when you're, you know, when you're constructing your garment. That's all I've got for you today. Thank you so much. Y'all are awesome. And make sure, be excellent to each other. Bye-bye.